Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe in a resourceful feeling of relaxation. And as you exhale, just get a sense that tension, stress, worries is leaving your body in your outward breath. As you breathe in and breathe out, notice that with your eyes closed, you're able to give more of your attention to the sound of my voice. And in doing so, just allow your mind to open up to powerful suggestions that can act as a catalyst for positive change. Imagine breathing in that resourceful feeling of relaxation, and just get a sense that as you exhale, anything that is getting in the way of you going deeper and deeper relaxed is leaving your body in your outward breath. So simply by breathing in and breathing out, I want you to get a sense that you're going deeper and deeper relaxed now. As your physical body relaxes, your mind can do what your mind likes to do, and that is play. What is imagination if it isn't the playful part of your mind? The part that likes to imagine, to daydream, to create. And I wonder what it would be like to imagine a place from your past where you were about to experience a race. I want you to imagine almost like you're a bird or a drone flying over the terrain, the location, with a bird's eye view, seeing the start, seeing the finish. And maybe you're very high up and just observe. This is a challenging course. I want you to get a sense that so many people wouldn't even attempt to run that race. And therefore, that principle that the first rule of success is to just turn up, to do the thing, is evidenced because you can see that version of you perhaps near the start line. I want you to get a sense that you have courage. It requires courage to start. It requires courage to not just have a dream, but pursue a dream. I want you to get a sense that although courage is useful to start, courage isn't enough to get you through to the finishing line. From that bird's eye view, I want you to get a sense that there are challenges, pitfalls, obstacles on that path. I want you to imagine now drifting down to the beginning of that start line, climbing into your body and feeling that courage within you. Being willing to take on a challenge with no guarantee that you're going to get to the end, but knowing that you will either win or you'll learn, and that there is value in just doing the thing. As you're there before that starting line, I want you to breathe in and breathe out and notice that your eyelids are getting heavier and heavier. Tension around your neck and your shoulder is just melting away. I want you to get a sense that you're feeling light, feeling fast, feeling strong, that you have the resources not just to start this race, but to do whatever is necessary to get to the end. Only this race represents a different area of your life. I want you to imagine that the finishing line of this race will be your destiny in a specific area of your life that's important to you. And sometimes one of the most important things we need is a compelling vision of the future. So even before you take that first step of this race, I want you to imagine what that compelling vision is for you. What does success look like for you? What would it be like to meet your criteria for success? Maybe it's that there is sufficient rewards to enable you to give up one source of income and just focus on one area of your life. Maybe it's the audiences are a certain size. Maybe it's the significance, the evaluation from your peers. Whatever it is for you, I want you to hone in on that image, that destiny. And then I want you to accept a suggestion, and that is that this future not only wants you, it needs you, but with two conditions attached. The first condition is that you can overcome challenges and adversity, not to make things tricky, but in doing so, that will prepare you for this future that won't be easy either. I want you to get a sense that the tallest and strongest trees had to weather the fiercest storms. A tree that goes very tall and has never experienced bad weather could easily break or fall the moment a storm comes along. And therefore, the storm leads to stronger, deeper roots, more resilience in the fiber of the timber, so that future storms just get brushed off. The second condition of that future wanting and needing you is that you're creating something meaningful and valuable. There's too many people that want the result, but don't want to create the value to be worthy of that result. And I want you to get a sense that the more interesting, engaging, the more stuff that you create that really creates a connection with an audience, the more deserving you are of that destiny. I want you to get a sense that you are magnetic. You're about to start this race, but you're magnetic towards your destiny. This is an electrical magnet. And whenever you do things that are from a place of inspiration or connection, creating something that impacts the world, those magnets get stronger and more powerful. And each and every time you take on a challenge, overcome adversity, demonstrate resilience, again that magnet becomes more and more powerful, pulling you towards your destiny. If your unconscious mind accepts, let me know by nodding your head. And then imagine maybe you're hearing a starter's gun, or just seeing people move in front of you, and imagine this race has started. I want you to get a sense that this race is long, this race is tough, and not everyone is meant to finish. I want you to unlock the resources within you to enable you to be better than most at actually getting to that finishing line. I want you to get a sense that you are unlocking motivation and drive to do whatever's necessary. Imagine that you're unlocking tenacity, that if one path, one route doesn't quite end the way that you want, then you're happy to learn from that. Just like a mouse in a maze, not every pathway leads to the cheese. I want you to get a sense that you can learn from those dead ends by activating tenacity. And just like Thomas Edison, there are no failures, just a sense of what didn't work for you at that particular point in time. And each time, the drive is there, even when there are challenges and setbacks. The magnet in you becomes stronger, more powerful, pulling you towards your future destiny. But I want you to imagine that just as you felt when you raced, I want you to imagine you feel light even when you're running up those hills, and perhaps hills represent the harder, more challenging work. And although it can feel that the hills will never end, what comes up has to come down. And it's important, as you feel like you're running down the hills, you don't get too complacent. The challenges will pass, but the times when things come easy will also pass. And therefore, you need the drive to run up that hill, but the intelligence to know that when you run down that hill, there will be future hills on the horizon. I want you to get a sense that the way in which you can hack your way through this long race is to realize that it's easier when you make it fun. And maybe fun is the people you surround yourself with. Maybe fun is the challenges that you set yourself that aren't even set by other people. Maybe fun is doing something in a way that makes you smile just by doing it, by challenging you to perhaps communicate messages within messages, meanings that have multiple meanings, or perhaps moments that as you describe them, you know that thousands of people out there will bring their own memory to that moment. As you make these parts of this race fun, maybe the writing, the creating, the promotion, all those things, you find a way to do it with a smile on your face. Notice the hills get smaller, and you feel that you've got more strength and ability to run this race. And perhaps in this race, it's not just running, maybe it's cycling and swimming too. And I want you to get a sense that in life, rarely is it just one approach that will work. What if there are multiple skills that you need to be good at? And each time you become less reliant on one core skill and develop another, the magnets in you pulling you to your destiny get stronger. Is it enough just to be a great songwriter if you're not a good performer? Is it good enough to be a good performer if you don't have the platforms and stages to perform on? I want you to get a sense that you are increasing this desire, this drive to be good in many different areas. And each time you get better, that magnet gets stronger, pulling you towards your destiny. I want you to get a sense that sometimes there are struggles and sometimes there is pain. But what if the struggles make you stronger? What if the pain makes you wiser? And what if, yes, life is hard, but doesn't it mean that if you can deal with difficult, challenging things, that you become more deserving of the destination? The dream that you're pursuing is not for everyone. And what if this race is designed to filter out those people that are not deserving of that destination? Doesn't it mean that as you go through this race, you see people dropping out? People that can't solve the problems that you've solved, can't face or overcome the adversity that you overcome. In which case, there may be thousands of people at the beginning of the race, but maybe there's just a few that finish. And I want you to get a sense that sometimes that's the important thing. Because if there was a magic wand to magically give you everything that you think you want, would you really value it? What if the journey gives the value to the destination? I want you to get a sense that you are unlocking the resources. Resources like motivation and drive, tenacity and creativity. But most of all, this optimistic attitude that everything serves you. Everything can work to your benefit. I want you to think of one musical artist that you admired, that perhaps created a song that came from a painful moment in their life. At the time, it didn't feel like that was a good moment in their life, but perhaps that moment in their life of raw, real emotion enabled them to connect with so many other people that got a sense of their reality in that moment. I want you to get a sense that because this magnet is pulling you towards your destiny, there are opportunities even in the setbacks, the failures, the challenges, and the pain. And if your unconscious mind accepts, let me know by nodding your head. I want you to imagine you're near the finishing line now. And I want you to get a sense that all of the pain and the aches and all of the challenges that you had to face to get to this point is what means that cheering crowd, that sense of pride and accomplishment, that came from the work that came before it. If you were just driven, perhaps a mile before the finishing line, would you feel as good? I want you to get a sense that the work that you put in is what creates the value in the destination. The harder you work, the more deserving you are of that destination. Imagine hearing the cheering crowds as you pass that finishing line, and while you might feel that relief, I want you to get a sense that this future is many races. Each race helps prepare you better for the next race. I want you to get a sense that at any point you could choose to stop racing. But why would you if you feel that magnet pulling you towards the next destination, the next destiny? What if it makes you feel so good that you enjoy the journey as much as the destination? And your intuition will be your guide. It will let you know when you're on the right track. And your intuition, now that it knows this destination, wants you to get better and better at solving problems and overcoming adversity, but more importantly, wants you to create something profound, powerful, and meaningful for the world. Don't be surprised if it supercharges your inspiration and creativity to give you insights in the least expected places. It's now no longer you running this race solo. You and all your resources and your intuition are now running this race and all future races as a team, in full collaboration. I want you to get a sense that you've moved from hope to optimism, and optimism will move to certainty once you accept that nothing will get in your way. That every setback is an opportunity, and the few that get to the finishing line are the most deserving of that destiny. Imagine you're there, perhaps months or years in the future, and imagine for a moment that you're living that life that you wanted. And as you're feeling like you're living that life, look back and realize that you wouldn't be feeling this sense of pride and accomplishment if the journey was easy. The fact that it was a challenging journey makes success all the sweeter. Sometimes people in highly successful roles that feel like they've had it too easy through nepotism, luck, have this tendency sometimes to self-sabotage and self-destruct because they know they weren't deserving of the destination. But for you in this same arena, this same environment, you will feel that you've earned every part of your success, thereby avoiding yourself from doing some of the things that other people will do to waste their opportunity. Imagine returning to the present with a sense that you have clarity of your destination, your destiny. You've unlocked the resources necessary to make progress, but also that there is no possibility of failure unless you give up too easily or you accept mediocrity from your talent. Now back in the present, listening to my voice, take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, get a sense that you're in your own physical body right now with all parts returning to the present as I count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.